All right, guys, back with another video. So I'm gonna try and post every 2 days or every other day. Um, just give you guys some sort of value that will help you better yourself, whether it be from fitness, mental health, sobriety related. I'm gonna try and provide value. So today I'm gonna be talking about if you're trying to figure out why you do the things you do, or um, if you're struggling, why are you struggling, and some natural solutions to solve them. Say you don't want to go to a counselor, you can't afford a counselor. I know it's hard for a lot of people to go to a counselor. I don't go to one. I I did a couple, like 9 months ago, when I needed to. But how to naturally do it, from a couple ways that I've learned. Um, number, well, I guess I'll start with, um, growing up as a kid. Like, obviously, you see a lot of things, and oftentimes people hold those things in, and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize something that happened when you were younger could affect you now. Um, but it can a lot. Um, Not saying that something happened to me or whatnot, but this exercise helped. Um, so one thing you can do is, get a notebook, get a pen, and then write a letter to your younger self. You know, what would you tell your younger self now that you've been through all of this? You know, because you remember everything that happened from when you were a kid to now, but um, get deep with it. Write a letter to yourself. Would you tell yourself to take it easier on yourself? Should you have been harder on yourself? Uh, because maybe not harder on yourself, because people beat themselves up. Um, but that's a great activity to do. Get deep with it, because you're trying to solve the problem of why you do the things you do, or why you think the way you think. Why are you struggling now? Um, so maybe writing a letter to yourself, you remember something. Oh, I've been holding that in for a while. Um, so that's one great exercise to do. Uh, Another one is to write a letter to your parents from your younger self. Um, and with these exercises, you don't have to show anybody. You don't have to show anybody. This is for you. You're trying to identify a problem. Um, you're trying to get down to one problem on why you do the things you do, because there is a reason. Um, there is a reason, and it's hard to find. But once you find this problem, your life will get so much easier, because then once you identify it, you can work on it. And it's very hard to find, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of digging, and you're like, oh, that's why I do that. That's why I did that. It's not because of this. um, and these activities aren't supposed to be easy. You're supposed to get real deep and dig, you know figure out why you think the way you think, or why you do the things you do. Because I promise you, when you do both of these, you're going to find something. Um, and it might spark something, it might not, but it will help, and it will help get it off your chest, writing things out. Because oftentimes you're just in your head, and they keep recycling in your head, and it just compounds. They don't go anywhere. They're still stored in there. But this way, it's a way to get it out. And if you want to show somebody, you can. If you want to talk to somebody about it, you can. Uh, but just writing it down will help you a lot, and try and figure things out. Because working on yourself externally helps. Like me going to the gym every day, that helps me. That helps me feel better. It helps me fight my demons. But when you've got shit held inside, that's the real issue. That's the real issue people struggle with, and that's the real issue that fuck with people's mental health. Um, the third thing you can do is write a list of things down that make you truly happy. Like, what is true happiness to you? Um, which it's harder to find that. Like, there's things that make you happy. Like, going to the beach, yeah, that's fun. Like, you're happy, but think deeper. Like, what really makes you happy? What are the three important things that make you happy? Not relating to anything external, what makes you happy? Because identifying that um, can help you set your priorities straight, can help you figure out what's truly important to you. Because oftentimes it's easy to get lost um, in those temporary satisfactions, um, those instant satisfactions. And they become so normalized, you're on our phone scrolling on TikTok. But finding what truly makes you happy is important, because once you identify that, you can start doing those things more. You can start doing things that bring you true happiness, because most of the time you're not going to write alcohol, you're not going to write drugs. They might make you happy temporarily, but that's not what makes you truly happy. It makes you really happy, because it's probably going to be creating memories or something along those lines. But these three activities will at least help you get in the right direction, because once you write it down, you might be able to identify something. You might not be able to find the true issue on why you're struggling or why you do the things you do, but it might ring a bell. And if you think on it, something might pop up to you a week later, but it gets your thoughts in your head heading in the right direction. Um, but this was a great activity to do to help you figure yourself out a little bit better. It's always good to write your thoughts down, because when they're floating around in your head, it's easy to just get lost and recycled, and then you think about it again, but you never truly identify. Because I know yourself as a kid, you remember some shit, you've seen some shit. It might not have been that bad to anybody else around you, but everyone sees things from a different perspective. And you as a kid, something might have really fucked with you, or something might have really touched you in the wrong way. But writing it down, you don't even realize. You might remember something that stuck with you, but you don't even realize it stuck with you. And everyone's situations are different, so I'm speaking in general terms. But yeah, just writing to yourself as a kid, like, it will help you. I promise it will help you. And I know a lot of you guys viewing probably aren't going to do this, because it's not an easy task. It's not something that, like, I don't want to grab a piece of paper and we'll write down my problems. Like, who knows? You might tear up, you might cry, but you might get deep with it. No one wants to do that. No one really wants to go do that. But if you want growth, if you want to fix yourself, if you want to try and be better, you need to identify these problems and find a solution. Because it usually comes down to one main issue. And once you find it, you're like, oh my God, it was right in front of me, but I didn't really know the exact issue. Because, yeah, the human mind's a crazy place. It's a crazy thing. Your thoughts are flying around everywhere. You probably have a million different thoughts a day. But, and I'm sure you can look up other exercises online to do, but this is a great way if you don't want to go to a counselor. Who wants to go to a counselor? Who wants to admit they have a problem? Who wants to admit that they need to work on themselves? No one. But this is a way you can go in your room and do this on your own. No one needs to even know. You could write it down and then go burn it. Go throw the paper away. But getting it down is important in identifying the solution or the problem. I'm just trying to help you guys out with easier solutions, because I know it's not easy to go seek help or to work on yourself. Like, that's not fun. It's not fun shit. People just like to coast through life, and their their problems compound. They stack until you snap, until you crash out. And no one wants to crash out. That shit's not fun. It's not fun. But I'm gonna keep coming on here and giving you guys advice, giving you guys things that have helped me or I think might help you. I do know everyone's different, but if I can help one person, two people, like, it's worth it, because you don't need to go through life with difficulties your whole life. If you identify these problems when you're young, I'm 25. Um, hopefully I have a long life ahead of me. Um, you never know, but if you identify these problems sooner than later, it is going to save you so much struggle, so much stress, and life really doesn't need to be that hard. I was at a rock bottom 9 months ago, my absolute bottom, um, and it just kept going down, down, down. It kept getting worse, um, and here 9 months later, I'm at my peak. I'm feeling fucking great. I feel like I can conquer anything. I will conquer anything. Um, and it's just figuring these small problems out that can help you so much. It really can. And you know, it doesn't need to be that hard. Where was I going with that? And so I'm at such a good point because I identified what makes me happy, identified why I did the things I did. And it's a constant work. You don't just snap your fingers and fix the problem. But once you identify it, then you can start working up from there. And when you start doing better and you start learning things, it compounds and you get better and better each day. And you'll become a way better person once you figure these things out. I promise you. Um, yeah. And I noticed when I was at my low, everything was negative around me because you're not feeling good. So you're giving negative energy back into the world, and just bad shit happens to you. I wasn't doing good. I wasn't doing good things, and bad things were coming my way because of it. I crashed the whip. Luckily, I was able to push it out and get it off. But like, I truly believe because I was doing bad, the earth is giving bad things back to me. And yeah, I crashed the whip. Like, I dropped my keys down a drainage hole. Just things like that. Like, I wasn't doing great things, so I honestly believe bad things were happening to me because of it. And now, in a different state of mindset, different mindset, I'm being positive. I'm thinking positive. I'm trying to do positive things, and positive things are happening back to me. Um, like, you'd be surprised when you have that positive mindset that good things come your way. Like, you wake up and you say, I'm going to have a great day. Something good's going to happen today. And you know what? A couple of hours later, someone paid for my coffee in front of me randomly. Just things like that you put two and two together. When you're having a great day, good things will come your way. I promise you. I promise you that. It's good karma. And you know what? Maybe one day you buy someone else's coffee. Pass it on. Pass it on, because when you have that negative mindset, when you're in a bad place, I promise you negative things will attract to you, and it will get worse and worse. So you need to make that progress. You need to get better. And I just want to express to you guys that it is like, I'm not just making this shit up. Like, this is real. This is real life. And life is yours. You just got to grab it, fucking twist it, bop it. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, guys, kill it. I hope you guys get better. If you want advice or anything, you're like, hey, maybe I didn't agree with that, or hey, maybe I agree with that. Can you talk about this? Please reach out. That's what I'm here for. I'm building a community that people could talk about these things. It's a community where you can join, and then Take a picture. You're having a great day. Send it in the chat. You're having struggles. Send it in the chat. Ask, because I promise you, someone's probably got a similar issue or has a solution to your issue. But